Hi everyone, my name is Jason from Shisha in the UK.co.uk and hookahpro.com, bringing another instructional video. Today what I'll be doing is basic hookah care and maintenance. Now a lot of people say they have different methods, but I'm just going to give you the basic method, and this is essential. If you're going to have a nice hookah or shisha pipe, you have to take care of it because it can go very rusty, the smoke can turn very nasty, it can what you call ghost, which is basically when the old flavours stay and it just goes stale and horrible, and you can get some nasty stuff in it, so you've really got to do this. Right, what you want to do, start yourself with a nice bowl of hot water. What I tend to use, I just use, I won't say the brand, but any old dishwashing liquid. Some people use lemon, but to be honest I just prefer to use just plain, because then sometimes it can ghost with a flavour that's lemonish, and I don't really want to do that, to be quite honest with you. So, fill your bowl up. Now, what you can do, if you have a dishwasher that has an easy cycle or a care cycle, something that just doesn't put too much heat or whatnot into it, you can put your trays like this. You put your silver trays in it, it will clean it nicely, and like I've done there, it's completely fine. I do it. It's not recommended because they can be made out of pewter, which isn't recommended to put in your dishwasher, but it doesn't matter either way, well, in my opinion anyway. But the only thing is though, that's what can happen if you have a gold tray. You can see that it doesn't turn out very nice, and you can get water stains. So if you just want to do a quick wash in it, you can do, but I'll show you what happens later. Now, what you want to do is you want sets of brushes, which come in all shapes and sizes, cost all different amounts. But you want one for cleaning out your insides of your pipe. Lighting's quite bad actually, and one for cleaning, that part of your pipe, and one for cleaning your vase. Now you can get all different sizes, but if people would think I'll use a wire cleaner, don't use a wire cleaner, the type you would get with a bore cleaner or something like that. Don't use those. Or if you're using standard household pipe cleaners, no, don't use those. You want something to reasonably fit inside your pipe without too much resistance, but that will give just a good cleaning thing, but it's reasonably soft but not too soft. Now what you want to start doing, you want to start dismantling your pipe. Take apart all of these, take out all your grommets and your washers and things like that. If you can get this off, it's a good idea to get this one off if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it too much, but you are going to eventually have to clean it, because it can go a bit nasty inside. Now these can be sizes to actually get off. If you are struggling to get off, just use a blunt knife, butter knife or something like, or a fruit knife, and separate it as so, just gently using the blunt end. There you go, after putting a bit of water on it. That. And it comes off. Now also, if you've got a diffuser on the end of it, you can take that off. I'd say leave a section on, because sometimes they can be really difficult to put on and off. Just make sure you take the end section off. Now, what I've actually done with mine is, obviously don't forget to take this out. You'll have a ball bearing inside here. Now the only thing is though, is some are steel or whatever they're made out of. You can either replace it with a BB, or what I've done, I'll show you, just carefully take this off very, very carefully. I've actually bought a glass ball bearing. Now they can cost between £1 and £2 each. I've done that because they are very, very good. These don't rust. The metal ones can rust, and they can get a very, very bad taste from it, or it can just stick and just rust the whole thing out. So what you do, take this out, just if you've got a glass one, or a BB, I prefer the glass ones, but everyone's to their own. Make sure you wash the inside of this out, make sure you wash that out in there as well. I'll just put this straight into there, and that straight into there. Now what you want is you want some form of jug. It's got a little pouring tip on it. I just use my coffee making jug, wash it through. A couple of times like that with the soap and water. Get your brush. You normally, if you're buying a decent, like a Calimamoon pipe, you can actually get these with it sometimes, which can be quite good. Do that like that. But a lot of these pipes don't actually separate. You can get some pipes where you can separate the stem. Do that. Make sure you check all the rubber washers or O-rings, whatever you want to call them, inside that. Make sure they aren't broken down. Make sure they're not rusty. So if you're going to get a really decent pipe, they tend to be quite often attached. Make sure you clean both ends thoroughly. Wash that through like that. Also, you'll need one of these, just a sponge or something like that, or a cloth. Don't use this side because it can scratch your outside of your pipe. Give it a wipe over the top. If you've got some rugged stain, cheekily use it. Don't use it too hard though. But after a while, especially if you've got sections like this with copper or brass, you'll get staining. I'll show you how to get rid of that. You'll get a water stain. I'll show you how to get rid of that in a minute. What you're going to do is just keep doing this until the smell is completely gone. From a stale, if you've left it a while, it might get a bit of a stale smell inside, or it might smell of an old shisha you smoked. You want to get rid of that completely, because otherwise that will come out in your next smoke and it will be pretty bloody awful. You don't want that. Yeah, quite easy, quite simple. So it depends, some people will leave it for a couple of smokes before they actually clean it. But I've actually got a few pipes, so I can afford to just leave it in the sink for a little bit, clean them all at once, and just use one smoke and then clean, one smoke clean. So I can afford to do it. But some people like to leave it a little bit, especially if they've got guests around. As you might be able to see through the whole thing. Lovely and clear. That's what you want. And that end as well. Lovely and clear. Now, I will do that one, but same method anyway. For this, what you want to do, there's often little ghosts in these, but say if you do tend to put fruit in it or whatever you want, it can ghost a good one, but I don't. So it's quite easy to clean for me. Just fill it up a little bit over the way. Stick your big brush inside and just irritate it. Quite often what you can get away with is just filling it up with clean water or soapy water and then rinsing it out until it's all gone. And just after giving it a bleeding good shake, because you don't always have to brush it out. But I like to do it every so often. But what you do want to make sure, especially if you have a diffuser, is that you clean it out thoroughly and make sure there's no soap inside. Because if you do, what can happen is, especially if you've got a diffuser, when you take a drag on it and you've got a whole bowl of water, there's a whole vase of water, it can bubble and it can create foam, and it will go inside your pipe and inside your hose, and you'll be breathing basically soap at it, and that is horrible, trust me. But you live and learn if you do that. And that's that. What I like to do, especially if you've got a little side sink like I have here, very carefully balance it, leave it upside down there to drain for a while, because they won't drain by themselves, they won't evaporate, you always get a little bit left inside. It's always nice to get it nice and dry before you do that. Now what you want, give it a bleeding good dry off, prevents any water stains. Now, especially if you've got a stainless steel pipe, don't really bother if you've got plastic pipes, but to be honest with you, I would never recommend a plastic pipe anyway, or a very, very cheap pipe, because, well, you don't really need to wash them, to be honest with you, just get rid of them when you're done with them. With all your little washers you've got, or your rubber grommets, give those a rinse out, no need to clean them too much, and then you're done. Your bowls, stick them in just like you would do a cup, give them a wipe around. With these, I actually put them in my dishwasher on the mild care cycle, or the eco cycle if you've got one. Easy, and then just drain them off on the draining board. I find that the easiest way. But what you'll need to do with this, now, if you want to get it nice and shiny, especially if it's like the stainless steel or copper or whatever, get this good old English brass soap. Now what this is, it's a metal polish. It specialises on brass, copper, stainless steel and chrome. And basically just follow the instructions on there. As you can see, this is quite dull. It's very, very simple. Make sure you use it in a ventilated area. Just rub it on with like a rag cloth, kind of like you would do like when you're polishing shoes. Rub it on with a rag cloth, let it dry for a bit using a well ventilated area, then buff it off. You might need to do this once or twice. I'm not going to show you how to do this, it's quite simple, everyone knows how to polish shoes or whatever. So right, this is the before, if you can see it. It's quite dull here, you've got some stains hit on all over here, and wet floor. Same with this one as well, it's quite dull, but it gives it a really good shine. It actually protects it as well. Do not use it on the insides though. Don't use it on the insides, because you will get blooming horrible taint to your smoke. Don't do that. And obviously once it's all done, replace all of these. Right, back to you in a sec after I've done this. So, as you can see, I'm finished. That is, I just turn the lights to show you. That is how shiny it is now. Absolutely lovely. Shiny good, and it only took me about between 10 and 15 minutes to polish these. But that's how that's come up in the difference. It was a bit of a murky browny colour. It looked like proper like dull copper, but now it looks really, really nice. And that's how that's come up. And also, how dark the tray was. It's now really nice and shiny. And what happens after that, it'll be protected and it'll be really, really nice. Just leave it like that, and they say you only need to do that every, I'd say 2 to 3 washes or something like that, and it does keep it all nice. And it's even easier to say if it's just pure stainless steel. Unfortunately, if it's brass or copper or a mixture of it all, it doesn't come up as easy. One thing I will say though, don't use it with oxidised or any black plated pipes, as like with the cadmium oxidised. Don't use it on that, because what can happen is that with the oxidation, unless you're trying to do it, the oxidation with the brass, it will just strip it. And they say some people do it on purpose because they like the look of that better, but if you've got anything like that, don't do it, or electroplating. I think it happens with that as well. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Any questions, you're more than welcome to ask me. Say subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and thank you very much for watching. Bye.